Hi there, welcome to a Grass Valley country home that is a fixer. Now, first off, I have to say that many of the people who move here or want to move here from the Bay Area say, well, I'd like a little bit of room around my house. I have an RV to park, I have a boat to park, I have some other items that I would like to have outside or in the garage. I'd like to have some chickens. Chickens are very popular right now, especially with the price of eggs. But with that being said, people think it would just be easy to move to a country property and then they'll want to put an ADU, additional dwelling unit, on the property. Well, one of the things that they need to do is they need to understand the infrastructure that it takes to be able to have a home in the country. What size is the septic system? How is the well doing? And to me, how far off the main road is the property? Now, I always measure this. How long does it take to buy milk? From this particular property here, I would say that it would be about 6 minutes to the closest grocery store where you could pick up some milk. So there's many different features to a country property. Now, this place is in Grass Valley, California. I think Grass Valley overall, whether it's country or more residential, is a best value around right now. And Grass Valley has a lot of history. It's been here for a long time. It's between Auburn and Nevada City. So we are at this property, I call it our Grass Valley Fixer, and this property is in the 400 range. And one of the things is it provides 2.2 acres. The home is 1,400 square feet. And one of the nice things about the home is it is a single-story home. So it is a great place for somebody to start a family or to be here in their last couple of years of their life because it's single-story. So we're going to take a little peek of the acreage. And one of the things that's really unusual for us, we are at 2,000 elevation. And normally we don't get snow. We very seldom get snow. I don't know if it's every 3 to 5 years we'll get a sprinkling of snow. But we are filming right now during the winter, which is the beginning of March, and we have a large weather system that's hit all of California. San Diego, LA, it even snowed in LA just last week. So this is the remnants of the snow of a few days ago. So it's very, very pretty. You can see the rock outcroppings. And what's great about buying a house in the wintertime is you can also, besides checking out the roof, and this house has a new roof, by the way, it's 1 or 2 years old. Besides checking out for leaks in the property, you can also study the way the land works and how does the water drain on the property. And that's really very helpful for you to know that when you want to plan where to put your chicken coop and where to put your garden and your fencing for the deer to have a garden that's deer resistant. Now, this property was bought in as-is condition, which means the people who are buying it are aware that they have some sweat equity and they're going to put in some elbow grease in this home. The home is very charming. It's got that country wraparound deck. I could see a rocking chair right here, a great place to entertain your family or to sit and be calm in the afternoon as the sun is setting, just enjoying being outside on your land. So, one of the things that needs to be planned when you buy a fixer is it has to all pencil out. 1, the cost of the property. Number 2, how much repairs are you going to do? How much is cosmetic? How much is really structural? These are the kinds of things that all have to balance out for you buying a home if it's a fixer. So we're going to come into this house, and I just have to say it has been heavily lived in. The outside is in better shape than the inside, but we know with some paint and some new flooring that we're going to be able to change the look very quickly. So we can see where some of the pictures were from before because we have a different coloration right here. I would guess that this older couple who lived in this house might have been smokers. There's also a wood burning fireplace. And so we have walls that need to be washed. We might use a TSP cleaner on them, and then they will be painted. And the paint here is going to make a big difference. It's like the foundation on a woman's face right here. Now, there is a front door on this property, which really doesn't need to be here because you're all going to walk into that door right there, right alongside the kitchen. That might have been an afterthought, might have been in the plans, but functionally, it's not important. So what this family's going to do is they're going to take all of this space from this pony wall right here, and they're going to include this, where they're going to create a wall right along the pony wall. They're going to get rid of the door, and this is going to be part of the bedroom to make the bedroom larger than what it is right now. So we have some tile. Actually, the tile's in very good shape for a home of this age. Now, the house was built in 1985, and this tile is kind of indicative of the tile that was used in 1985. The home has been lived in by one owner. They were the original owners that built this home. So it hasn't been turned over many times. My buyers are going to be the second owners of this home. So we have some dry rot. We have flooring that needs to be replaced. We have the wood burning stove, which is going to be checked out. You should never ever buy a home with a wood burning stove that's not inspected and cleaned. Now, in order to buy a home, sometimes the seller will provide reports, but in the mountains, it's not that common. So if you are a buyer, you should anticipate paying for a home inspection. Home inspection is about $400 to $450. I call it your ticket to play the game. And one of the things that we learned about this, this unit is it needs a spark arrestor. And so when the fireplace inspector comes out, we'll make sure that that's added also. This is a super important safety feature. So, reports. There's a pest inspection, a home inspection. Now, the pest inspection, a lot of people think, oh, well, the house doesn't have termites. It's not all about termites when we use the term pest inspection. It's actually about dry rot, which is the most common thing we have because we use a lot of wood products. They're out in the weather and they decay and they go into dry rot status and need to be replaced when they get damaged from the just the environment, the weather. All right, so we have a project here. This is a bathroom that could really be used a little bit differently. It's always nice to have two sinks in your bathroom. And what they're going to do is they're going to move where the shower is, create a room for the toilet, and end up bringing a two sink vanity in here. So this is all going to be reconfigured. Actually, there's really nothing of this house that you really want to save because the house is so heavily lived in, and also it's from 1985. So this bedroom, remember, is going to go this way through the closet to where that front door was. So it's going to be a much bigger room. Now the windows are from 1985. Some of them are compromised, which means that they have a little bit of air in between the two panes of glass, which isn't uncommon. My house is built in 86 and I have a few compromised windows too. Doesn't mean that you have to get the whole window replaced. Sometimes it's just a piece of glass that you can put in there that you get from the glass store that's precisely measured. Okay, here is the master. This is our largest bedroom. The home is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. And interesting enough, it has a 3-car garage. Now that's cool because that's underneath the roof line. So what are we going to be doing with that 3-car garage? We're going to be moving one of those garages into livable space. And that will be either a family room or a bedroom. So this footprint of the house is actually can go into the garage space right there. If we had a 2-car garage, it'd be a little bit different. But because there's a 3-car, that is really a great way to expand living space. And here is the biggest challenge of all, the super big bathtub, which nobody wants anymore. Come see. I don't know if the wife got to demand to have a bathtub like this, but you know, we think about the use of water today a little bit differently than in 1985. Beautiful view of the 2 neighbors. So I guess if you were bathing here, you could do a little sex education lesson for them. No, not really. There are blinds. But this whole area right here, this is going to be taken out. And you know what? We'll do a video later when this bathroom's redone. That'll be really fun. Because there's a ton of space in here. You could put a bench here. You can have a hamper. There's a ton of space in here. And all of this space is way too big for just one sink. So this will be a bathroom that will be redesigned, completely redesigned. In fact, this could be the bathroom. This could be the closet for the master right here. And this walk-in closet could be turned into a laundry room. It could connect up to the previous bathroom. So there are ways to use what's here and move some of the walls if they're not load-bearing. And if you have the right pitch of the roof also to support that. So, having a fixer. Let me tell you what a lot of young people say. They'll come in from the city and they'll say, you know what, we can fix. And then when you talk about moving a wall, you see this look on their face like big-eyed, move a wall? How can we move a wall? So maybe their fixing is putting a coat of paint on something. That's not a fixer to me. A fixer is when you have a home that is sold at a reasonable price, that you can come in and enhance the property and not only make it yours, but take some of the dysfunctionality of the property, like the super big bathtub. And by the way, look at this bathtub here. There's no shower. So everybody showers today. Yes, it's good to have a bathtub in a home always. People will ask me, CJ, I want to get rid of my bathtub and shower unit. Should I still keep the bathtub? And I say, you have to have one bathtub in each house for some people, because some people do like to bathe in a tub. So we also have a linen closet that could be incorporated into this bathroom too. We have a light fixture. By the way, this is up for grabs, guys. If you want to build a house and have a remembrance of 1985, we'll give you this. All right, there is a laundry space, closet here. And we're going to step into the garage. All right, this is the part of the garage that this family is thinking about. Of course, you need to finish off the walls and insulate. There's actually water hooked up here, so there could be a little vanity set up. And this is the space that they're thinking about turning it into either a family room. That could be a little kitchenette bar area with sodas and small refrigerator, or possibly into a bedroom. Now, of course, this all has to be done to code and make sure that it is a safe place for people to be sleeping at night or being in the daytime. We would need to make sure that these walls and this door is a fire safety door. So if you have fumes here or chemicals in your garage or fumes from your car, that this space here is secure from being in a dangerous fire location. And this is the 2-car garage. Now, one of the things that's happened is the way that the hillside works. We actually have some extra drainage right at this base of the garage and this side of the garage. So the garage isn't livable space now, but this is something that needs to be figured out, that there's a French drain to take the water from the hillside and the rain away from this part of the garage. Now, one of the things that you always look at when you're thinking about fixing up a property is how is it going to look in relationship to the other properties nearby. This home here is in beautiful condition. It's well maintained, and it is really a stellar property. The one that the shared driveway up above is also a home that's in very good condition. You don't want to buy a property that's a fixer next to 2 shabbier properties, because even when you fix your property up, you're going to end up being the best house on the street, but these other properties would pull your value down. So that's something to think about too. So buying something in the country, you have to have a well report, a septic report. You should be getting a home inspection, a pest inspection, or termite inspection, and also anything that's a safety issue, which would be a fireplace in particular, that inspection, and a roof inspection. Now, these folks have decided not to get a roof inspection because the roof is about 1.5 years old, and it is in great, actually it's the best part of the house, really, in the newest condition, and is is a fine roof. So there's no need for a roof inspection on a house like this. If you are going to be purchasing a home, you do have to anticipate that you have some monies, some cash to come in and do the repairs. Instead of getting a loan all the way up to your maximum, and then you have that, you put all the money you can into your loan and into the purchase of the home, and then you don't have any monies to do the projects. Now here is a big no-no. You're a new buyer and you're so excited about getting your new house, and just before you close escrow, you go to Home Depot and you buy all your appliances, and you've just spent $4,500 on appliances. That's going to be documented as something that you have just spent. You've just spent that $4,500. And then all of a sudden, your credit might change. Your credit score could go down, and therefore your loan might be void because of the fact that you have just purchased all of these things. So don't do that before you close an escrow. Don't go buy a new car before you close escrow. Please talk to your lender about any big purchases that you're doing before you get your loan approved. The other thing is that you need to talk to your insurance company and find out what your insurance is going to cost, because that's part of your monthly nut also. And we know right now, because of the fires that we've had in the state of California, whether it's San Diego, whether it's in LA, or it's in Paradise, we know that the insurance companies have really taken a hit in those areas. And so therefore, they're asking people, or actually demanding, that if you live in the country now, that you're part of the California Fair Plan, which is covering the replacement of the structure. And then you have to get another insurance policy that goes with your contents and all those other things that are part of a regular insurance plan. So, buying something in the country, you have to allot for that amount that could be affecting the affordability of a property. So talk to a number of different insurance agents and find the best plan for you at the best price. Part of living in the foothills, we're not in the city, we're actually going to have more insurance cost than if you lived in the suburbs. In fact, Auburn, the whole city of Auburn, 7.5 miles of the city of Auburn, is actually considered high fire risk, even though those houses are right next to each other. And the reason why is that we've got the American River Canyon, the beautiful place to hike and to enjoy the wildflowers and go rafting. That American River has a canyon, and the canyon goes all the way up the edge of Auburn. And that has made Auburn into the high fire risk that you wouldn't think it is, because it's not around a lot of trees in that way. So, being a person who is eager to get a property that's a fixer, you really have to do your homework. You have to pencil out if the cost of the home and the repairs of the home make sense. You have to do the research about your insurance. And the other thing that you need to do is you need to explore ways of saving money when you live in a home in the country. Because you live in the country, you have more space. And maybe that's where you can put in a solar array, and you can be using solar as a way to save money. Not only to heat your house, your water, all your appliances that you have, but putting solar in would be a way for you to sustain yourself a little bit better by having that solar option on your property, because you've got the room. So anyway, this is CJ Jenkins. Thanks so much for joining us at Lake of the Pines Living Facebook. Good luck if you are going to go after a fixer, and please do your homework. And when we get this house fixed up, we're going to do another show and show you the difference. Okay, bye-bye. Call me at 530-906-4715, 530-906-4715, if you'd like me to find you a fixer like this one for you. Bye-bye.